Hey guys, welcome back to Self Defense 360. Today I have something kind of cool to show you. It's a little bit special. Um, and it demonstrates what I've been trying to tell you guys about having the right tool for the right job and making sure you're comfortable with what you're working with. In this particular case, we're going to be talking about home defense. Um, a little bit of backstory. My mother was very afraid of firearms for a very long time. She kind of started to come around. She recognized their usefulness, but she was still she still fed into the whole, no one needs assault weapons or whatever, and whatnot. So she started recognizing that things in this world were getting kind of scary. So she asked my dad to get her a gun, and he did. What she wanted was a Beretta 92. It's a very large handgun. Not large in caliber, just very bulky. And it ended up not really fitting her too well. So she wanted to learn how to shoot other guns, which is great. Everyone should kind of have a wide variety of knowledge in case you run into that. But what she found is that she didn't like recoil. It scared her. I had her shoot a shotgun once, and she almost dropped the thing. And she was really kind of too put off by that to pick it up and try it again, and I don't really blame her. And the reason she wanted the Beretta 92 to begin with is because that's what she learned on originally, but when she started actually shooting it, she didn't like it. It was too big. So what I built her was this. This is an AR-15 carbine length rifle and 300 blackout. It's got a Palmetto State lower, Palmetto State build kit, standard safety. The bolt carrier group and the charging handle are also from Palmetto State. The upper is from Harden Arms. Harden Arms makes fantastic upper receivers for 300 blackout. They really cut their teeth on that. At least that's what the sales guy told me. But I've seen some really fantastic reviews, and I've known a few people with experience with these. It's very lightweight to start off with, so it'll be really easy for her to handle. I've got a military issue foregrip. It makes it more natural for a lot of people. It's got a laser on this side and a light on that side. It's also got iron sights that I did something kind of special too. I took glow-in-the-dark paint and kind of painted them. Even if the paint flakes off, they'll still work perfectly fine as regular iron sights. But if it's dark and the battery goes on this red dot, which I'll explain in a minute, then they're still useful in the dark. And any rifle that you have should always have iron sights. Because they're the most reliable kind of sights that you can have. The red dot I got is a Primary Arms micro red dot. Primary Arms is a really good company, and one of my friends actually works for them. She recommended this. It is very low profile, so I had to put a riser on it in order for it to co-witness properly with the iron sights, but it works great. It's got really good reviews. It's got 1,000 hours of battery life. It's very rugged, especially for a gun that's honestly probably not going to get shot very often. Now, what is all this stuff for? The laser is just for comfort. She likes the idea of it. It makes it really quick, so that's a little something for her. I'm personally not a fan of lasers because it gives off I just don't like them. The iron sights are standard. Every rifle should have a pair of iron sights. The light, like I talked about in my video about racking a shotgun, is for threat identification. My brother will stay over my parents' house from time to time, and if she's home alone, he doesn't tell her that she's coming over. I don't want my brother to get shot because my mom didn't know it was him. So she can see who it is. Red dots are really cool. What a red dot is, it's a scope that has like a little laser inside of it. It doesn't extend beyond the sight, it's just inside of it. And what you do is you look through the scope, you see the dot that the laser makes, you put the dot on the target, and as long as it's sighted in, it will hit that target. This is really cool because it doesn't require you to have the exact same sight alignment every single time that like a scope might, or like a reticle scope or iron sights would make you have in order to stay on target. Now some people may say like, well, why do you need this? Well, like I said before, the shotgun was too much recoil for her. This has like very little recoil. I've seen literally 4 and 5-year-old girls on YouTube shoot an AR-15. That there's almost no recoil to it. It's very lightweight, so she'll be able to see. It's very ergonomic. This and this, I mean, there's a reason that kind of grip is standard to the military, and that's because it's comfortable across almost everybody. The military likes things to be universal, so that when people pick them up, they can be comfortable with it. It's got a collapsible stock. Her arm length is different than mine, so her stock length might be there, whereas mine would be fully extended. Really, this comes down to comfort and having an effective tool. These things are extremely accurate. So when you're engaging a threat, accuracy is everything. If you don't hit where you need to hit on a target, you might not stop them as effectively as you need to. Now about the round. 300, I'm using Hornady 300 Blackout Whisper, 220 grain ballistic tip. You can Google what all that means. But basically, 300 Blackout was designed to work in either short barrel rifles, like down to 8-inch barrels, or in the civilian market, it would be like a AR-15 pistol. The legality on that, because I keep talking about legality. All right, this is a rifle. It's got a 16-inch barrel. It's at least 26 inches overall, and it's got a shoulderable stock. All right, the federal legal requirement for a barrel of a rifle is 16 inches. If I cut this down to, let's say, 10, yes, it'll be more maneuverable around tight corners inside of a house. Luckily, she has a very large house, so a full-size rifle works just fine. But if she was to take that and have this stock on it, then it's illegal. It's actually a felony. Why? I don't know. I don't know why they make some of the laws they make. Now let's say you took this stock off and you put what's called a brace on there, like a SIG brace or like one of those blade braces you see. What those are supposed to do is they're supposed to go like up against your arm, or they'll go like around your forearm so that you can hold it with one hand comfortably. The problem with that is that if I put one of those on with like a 10-inch barrel or an 8-inch barrel, and she goes to shoulder it, while she's engaging a threat, then she's committing a felony. Um, because she's now using that AR pistol as a short barreled rifle. Short barreled rifles are either illegal in states or they require a $200 non refundable tax stamp, a 9-month waiting period, and like some really intense background checks. Plus, the rifle and yourself are going to be registered with the ATF. That's just way too much. It's too much legality. It's too much cost. If she ever has to use it, then she's facing more convoluted laws regarding the usage of the firearm she's using. So I just made it simple, made it a full-size rifle. I appreciate your time. I hope you enjoy the video. If you have any questions about this build in particular, or if you want my opinion on what you could build, then, feel free to comment or message me. And until next time, live long and prosper.